Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor. I'm the man on the Silver Mountain, and welcome back. Today, a little bit of a bonus video, mostly for the 0.2% of people from the United States that actually watch my videos at the moment. Or 0.2% of my current traffic comes from the United States. And considering you've got your big election today, I figured I'd just want to comment on it because you've got a really tough decision potentially, and there's still an awful lot of shit being thrown from either side of the big two that you're voting for. And so I wanted to just quickly address that and wish you good luck and all, but also address some of the other things that are going on, which have been mentioned by other people as well, but I figured I may as well reiterate. And that is, first off, I completely understand having a shit choice between two really poor candidates. You know, you only need to take a look at the last couple of general elections in this country, look at what happened with the shitstorm over Brexit, and all that kind of thing to see this stuff is horrific and happens everywhere. In which case, I completely empathise with how you've got a fairly poor choice between two candidates that are both particularly flawed and who are both, for want of a better word, undesirable. And as a result, though, I just wanted to say, you've got a choice between someone who doesn't have a plan and someone who has a continuation of the existing status quo. And between the two of those things, I understand that there is an awful lot of resistance to the status quo, but at least from a logical standpoint, looking over the policies and ignoring all of the toing and froing between them, just looking at the top 10 policies for each one on paper, which I did last night on PolitiFact. Trump, very wishy-washy, very vague, doesn't seem to have much of a grasp on the realism of being president. It seems very much like he wants it to be a supreme leader role when it's not. And the only things that are kind of more out there from Hillary's policies overall seem to be the things that you wouldn't have expected from her, but that got pushed in by people like Bernie Sanders and Larry Lessig and others, raising awareness of those issues that then had to be adopted by her campaign as part of her platform, just to try and woo those voters. And yes, you've got the other two parties as well, but the Greens and the Libertarians are both so wishy-washy in and of themselves that it's even harder for them to make a decent show of things, more so than it is even over here with the other parties that we've got buzzing around. But as a result, there are a couple of things that I'd want people to remember during this is, regardless of which way it tilts, you're still all, one group of people. Better to look at the realism of a situation and try and deal with that, which I realise may very well be hard for some individuals to do, especially depending on who gets elected. But what it comes down to is, you need to have the discussions after the fact and try and ensure that things work. If Trump or Hillary start going crazy in different places, then you've still got the rest of your government and the other state-bound policies and things that are being voted on and being determined, for you to take back an element of control to ensure that the crazy doesn't get too crazy. So have the discussions, don't get angry, don't get upset beyond the normal outrage of your side not winning. Don't go smashing things up, don't go making threats, don't go kind of waging mini wars against people. Don't let the gung-ho militias that have already caused trouble in the past few months, don't let them go and do anything stupid either if you can possibly interact with that. And so, there's a lot of vitriol flying around. There are a lot of people from outside of your country coming in and saying all kinds of different things. What it comes down to is, yes, you are one of the most powerful countries on the planet. Who you elect is going to impact so many other people worldwide. And so, again, as with some of the other issues that have been happening recently, is it important to go with logic, numbers, economy, or is it, sticking it to the man that's more important? As we've seen over here, the economics and logic and the money and the numbers side of things may very well be much more important to follow through on for greater long-term stability and so on and so forth. But then again, a lot of stuff is still up in the air around that. Who knows? But moving on from that, though, as I said, there are other things being voted on both now and further on, including things like the various other bills that are being put through in each area that is voting, in each state. And as a result, even if you're not wanting to vote for a candidate, if you want to Google how to put a vote of no confidence on your ballot, whatever. But if that's what you want to do for the general election, absolutely fine. But the other things that you are voting for are very much focused around the communities and the areas in which you actually live. And those things you really need to pay attention to and to really kind of focus on, because those are the things that will mold your everyday environment. Have your say in that. I realise that it's really shitty that you aren't given the time to go and vote, and you aren't, and you've got all of these other issues. We experience them too. Many other countries do as well. But short of trying to fine people to ensure that they vote, there's the only real reason that you should have to go and vote is to take part in the process and the progress of your country, of the place you live in. In which case, how long does it take to pass a vote? 20 seconds. Granted, you may have to queue and whatever else, but just go, get it done. It's a part of your day. I understand you get a sticker, good for you, and then you can move on and you can forget about it and then be really miserable and get drunk in the evening if things don't go the way you wanted them to. Taking part in an election is far more important than being the one vote to sway it either way. Each candidate needs a majority to win. They don't get a majority if everyone is only concerned about the one vote that will sway it. Because that one vote is the minority. They're not the big picture. They're not the whole bulk of what's that candidate has behind them. So don't worry about the little ones, the drops in the ocean that may swing it one way or another for one state or another or anything like that. Go out, vote, be part of the majority, be part of the bulk, and support the person you want to support. No two ways about it. Yeah, and that's kind of all I had to say. But let me know what you guys are thinking about the US election in the final few hours before the voting all comes to an end. And hopefully tomorrow, whatever happens, or however many days it takes for the votes to be counted and stuff, regardless of whatever happens, it will be workable and people won't suffer for it. But yeah, otherwise, I hope you have a good day. Have fun voting as best you can, and commiserations, I guess, to whoever loses. I'll probably do a video tomorrow on whoever actually wins, with a bit more of a breakdown of candidate versus candidate, but I considered doing that today and decided that it wasn't really worth it, considering you've only got a few hours left and you've only got the one way or the other. It's more important to actually get people out to vote and to have the comment on that than it is otherwise. So I'll do that tomorrow depending on who wins. But yeah, otherwise, as said, good luck and all the best, and take care, and I'll see you tomorrow for 2 more videos, I guess. My normal one and then one more about this election stuff. But yeah, take care.